So, Arianna, let's just follow this through a little bit. Weisselberg, first of all, we say alleged hush money payments. These are now on the record. They're processed through a court. They're not alleged. They paid these women, or at least Michael Cohen paid these women, and Michael Cohen brought receipts about who paid him back. So in this sense, if Weisselberg is this closely tied to things that were done that were illegal, what kind of footing does Weisselberg have to not cooperate with Congress, or for that matter, with the Southern District of New York?
Yes, that's right. Alan Weisselberg really presents, I think, the biggest potential body blow to Donald Trump, as well as to his children and any other Trump Organization employees. But that, of course, assumes that when he comes to testify, if he comes to testify, that he tells the truth. And as you've just mentioned, Ali, there could be potential criminal exposure there. In fact, I would suspect that there is quite a bit of criminal exposure there for Alan Weisselberg. And we have, as prosecutors and Congress as well, certain tools to try to incentivize people to speak truthfully and under oath. I'm guessing that he would assert his Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination if he were called to testify in front of Congress. Our understanding is that he's already been given limited immunity with the Southern District of New York, and my understanding is that that was just for grand jury testimony, largely against Michael Cohen. And in fact, we know that Alan Weisselberg is still employed by the Trump Organization, still goes to that office building every morning. And so his allegiances are strong and clear with Donald Trump. There's also been reporting that he's in a joint defense agreement with Donald Trump. And so presumably we have to worry about him passing along information about what questions in preparation they want to ask of him. So immunity would be certainly something that they would have to deal with if he were to come testify, and that would really be the only way to guarantee his testimony. If I were one of the prosecutors in the Southern District of New York that were working on this case against Michael Cohen and potentially Trump Organization employees, I would not be ecstatic about Alan Weisselberg coming to testify in Congress. You never want a potential witness in your case to be on the record under oath with dueling potential statements. That creates lots of problems, and also it might interfere with my ability to potentially sign him up as a cooperator or charge him later.
Arianna, let me ask you about the House Intel Committee expecting to question Felix Sater later this month. He's a Russian-born business associate of President Trump's. He worked with Cohen on the Trump Tower Moscow project. His name came up a number of times in Cohen's testimony. How important is this?
Well, I would say it's very important. He's coming to testify apparently March 14th. Adam Schiff says that he expects most of that testimony, or he's going to try to make most of that testimony public. I'm skeptical whether they're going to be able to do that because, as you mentioned, Ali, Felix Sater's testimony will likely talk about the Trump Tower Moscow deal and also any efforts that there were coordination with the Russian government to interfere in the U.S. elections. Little known fact about Felix Sater is that we know from reporting that there was a November 2015 email between Michael Cohen and Felix Sater in which Felix Sater says our boy, can be elected as U.S. president. We can help engineer that. And he says something to the effect of, and I'll make sure that the whole Putin team gets behind it. So we don't know, it could just be all big talk.
Right.
We never know. We don't know what actions were undertaken to follow up on that. But that would be certainly a line of inquiry that the representatives would want to pursue. And I would guess, given the Mueller investigation, they would have to do that in a closed-door session.
It is an interesting situation.